What's up, Super Players? It's your homie C-Rod, and today we got Super Saiyan GOTENKS Display of Mastery deck profile. If you guys like these deck profiles, make sure to hit a like on that like button, smash it, and subscribe for more Dragon Ball Super card game content. And this is my GOTENKS deck, my own spicy C-Rod version, so hopefully you guys like it. So let's get straight into it. We got GOTENKS right here, Display of Mastery, the Awakened side, but we are going to start off on its unawakened side. So GOTENKS, he's a very powerful leader from the new series Unison Warriors, set 10. This guy has an auto. When he attacks, you could take a life, add it to your hand to draw a card, allowing you to self-awaken and, have a big hand size. And on top of that, another auto which makes him very powerful is that when your opponent activates an extra card, you're able to draw one card. Honestly, that on its own stops your opponent from activating any extra cards unless they want to give you a big hand size. And then an awakening ability, when your life is at 4 or less, you may switch 2 of your energies back to active mode and go into the shiny Super Saiyan GOTENKS Display of Mastery, which does relatively the same as the unawakened side. He has an auto that when he attacks, he draws a card. The same auto that when your opponent activates an extra card, you draw a card once per turn. And a very unique, powerful ability that once per turn, when you activate Union Fusion, which we're going to be doing a lot in this deck, you're able to give this guy a 5k boost power and critical. Awesome ability right there to pressure your opponent with critical attacks. So first things first, as you guys saw, we're going to be running Unison in this set. In this deck profile right here. We have to. This is the new mechanic of the game. So if you guys want to know how to use the new Unison cards, check out the video in the card right now, how to use Unison for all your questions. But we got this guy. He has a permanent that he's able to give 5k to your leader, which is very powerful if all your energies are in rest mode, allowing you to defend. An auto that if your opponent activates an extra card, you're able to give this guy an additional marker. And activate main, you give him an additional marker if you choose 2 of your yellow cards from your hand and place them in the drop area, which synchronizes very well with the GOTENKS engine, which I will go over in just a moment. And in -4 activate main, you're able to restand 2. You're able to force your opponent to only restand 2 of their energies. That right there stops your opponent from doing any explosive play late game. So we're running 4 of those. And then synchronized very well with that card, we have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, which is a counterplay card that you're able to bring out for free onto the field if you have a Unison with 2 markers in the Unison zone. So this guy, when he comes out onto the field, not only is he a blocker, he switches one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode, which honestly is very, very powerful as a defensive card. So we are running 3 of those. Then for the GOTENKS engine, we have 3 Sun Goten Flash for Brilliance. This card right here, what it does is you're able to get this card from the drop to your hand if you discard 1 yellow card, and that synchronized with our Unison is very good because you're going to be able to place them in the drop area and draw. Very, very strong. And synchronized very well with that card, we have Trunks Flash of Brilliance. You can't build GOTENKS without Trunks or Goten, so it does the same thing as Goten. You discard a yellow card to get it from the drop to your hand. Running 3 of those. Then after that, we are also gonna be running 2 Sun Goten the Eager and 2 Trunks the Eager. So they do the same thing, only that Trunks gets you a Goten and Goten gets you a Trunks. So what you're able to do is discard Trunks to get yourself this Goten from your deck to your hand, or discard Goten to get yourself this Trunks from your deck to your hand, allowing you to get the pieces to do Union Fusion consistently. So we're running 2 and 2. So next we got the Union Fusion that we're going to use those Goten and Trunks to fuse with. We got GOTENKS, the Power of Fusion. This card's one of the strongest Union Fusions you could bring out for cheap. For 2 energies, you discard a Goten and a Trunks from your hand to bring this guy out for just 2 energies. And what he does is when you play him, you're able to draw 1 card and KO one of your opponent's battle cards that happens to be in rest mode. Very powerful ability right there for removal. Or an activate main, you're able to put this guy in the drop to get yourself a Goten and Trunks back to your hand to continue the Union Fusion. And the other Union Fusion we're bringing into the deck happens to be GOTENKS Overwhelming Might. I have this guy in here because he's a critical attack, does the same thing as the other GOTENKS. that you're able to bring him out for 2 energies with Union Fusion, and auto that this time he negates a battle card that your opponent has and you draw 1 card, could be useful. And an activate main, you place him in the drop to get yourself Goten and Trunks from the drop to your hand yet again to continue the Union Fusion. Every time you Union Fusion, you give this guy 5k in crit, which is very powerful. An additional crit, you can't say no to critical attacks. Sometimes you got to do critical attacks on your opponent. Then the almighty big boy play of the deck happens to be GOTENKS going all out. So this guy is a battle card that comes out with Union Fusion yet again for 3 energies. You drop a Goten and Trunks, bring this guy out. He has an auto that he's able to KO a battle card your opponent has that happens to be in rest mode, ignoring barrier. So this is the barrier removing, pretty much kills anything that's in rest mode, dual attack, double strike, pressure card of the deck. We are running 4 of those. That's what you really want to bring out. Then we got Release from Evil. If you have Unison on the field, you're able to bring this guy out and activate this counter extra card without paying any energy. How do you do that? All you got to do is just have this guy on field and boom, you got a free extra card that negates an opponent's battle card skill for that turn, and it cannot restand. A very well placed Release from Evil will stop your opponent from killing you with a quadruple strike or some double strike nonsense. Then more extra cards, we got Time Magic. Time Magic, what it does is Sparking 5, you can take a life and negate an attack, and that battle card cannot switch back to active for the duration of the turn. Very powerful negate, or you can just pay 1 energy to activate it, but you need a negate sometimes. Then we got Wiese the Spectator. This is what makes this deck spicy, so make sure to hit a like on this video, subscribe for more spicy C-Rod decks. This is a very powerful deck. This is a battle card that's pretty much active energy. If you have another dual color red yellow energy in your energy zone, you could place this card in your energy during your charge phase in active mode, allowing us to have red or yellow energy. Then a card that uses a red energy, which is one of the strongest negates in the game, happens to be Topo Righteous Aid. This card is a counter attack. When your opponent attacks for 1 red and 1 yellow, you can bring this guy out, stop that attack, negate the attack with its counter attack, and he is only 2 energies if you bring him out during your opponent's turn, and an auto that if your opponent decides to attack for the duration of the turn, they have to discard 2 cards for any additional attack, allowing you to survive during the long term. A very well placed Topo could get you an entire game. We're running 3 of those since it's a red target and it's one of the best red cards. Then we have our super combo, which happens to be Wiese Celestial Moderator, 10k boost. You're able to give 10k boost to your attacking card or defending card, minus 10k, very powerful for defensive purposes. And now you have a red yellow in the combo area, allowing you to bring out another boss card of the deck, which happens to be Buris No Holds Barred. So this Buris right here could come out for just 2 energies, 1 red and 1 yellow, a rival, and then he has 2 autos. 1 auto when he comes out onto the field for just 2 energies. When you happen to have a red yellow in the combo area, he KOs a battle card 30k power or less, or he keeps your opponent's leader card or battle card in rest mode. Very powerful ability, but that's not even it yet. The big boss play happens with the GT. Like I said, next we start off with the GT, which happens to be Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku Saiyan lineage. Sometimes turn 2, you don't have your Gogeta, which could kind of suck because that's your turn 2 play. This is an alternative turn 2 play. If your leader is unawakened, you can bring him out for just 1 red and 1 yellow energy, pretty much 2 energies. You have him on field, he's a barrier, and he's just going to stay there. So when you awaken, you're able to give this guy a 10k boost power, making it a red 25k battle card, which will go to the drop area, so you can bring out Super Saiyan 4 Heartfelt Plea out onto the field by dropping a 25k battle card that happens to be red when you awaken. So you have this Super Saiyan 4 Goku as a target to place in the drop area to bring him out for free, or a Beerus to awaken and bring out Super Saiyan 4 Heartfelt Plea. He has Offering. When you activate Awakening, like I said, kill a 25k red battle card. He comes out onto the field for free when you awaken. He has Offering, meaning your opponent chooses to either get one of their lives and place it in the drop area, or help you and draw 2 cards. You get to draw 2 cards when he comes out onto the field. That's offering. And then you have a 30k triple strike to your opponent's face with no energy required. Very powerful. And the finisher of the deck happens to be Baby Janemba Corrupt Coalescence. I have this card in the deck because for 5 energies, you're able to bring them out, activate main, and your opponent chooses to either lose 2 lives to prevent them from coming out, or you get a 40k offering battle card, meaning your opponent chooses to either let you draw or they take a crit, and you get to choose one of your opponent's leader cards and minus him 30,000 power, allowing you to finish your opponent off with battle cards that you have on the field, meaning you have your Unison that will most likely be on the field, you can have one of these counterplay Vegetas that will start dealing damage, or a Topo, you know, multiple different targets to press your opponent and kill him. So that's the Spicy C-Rod GT Super Saiyan Craziness, Super Saiyan 4 GOTENKS deck profile. Hopefully you guys like it. Hit a like on this video for more deck profiles like this one. Subscribe if you are new here. And like we always say, y'all stay super.
Awaken now, beast mode. Victory strike that mic. J's on my feet while I triple strike. Going up the game, you wish you did the same. Here comes the fool, I pity the fool. Double strike, draw 2. Who would